Hey, just quickly before the video starts, I wanted to give a bit of context around it because it just sort of jumps right in and starts immediately. So during my last stream, one of my viewers said that, super nice guy, but he said that he didn't believe that organizations, companies, or people should be politicizing things such as Black Lives Matter, and sort of just stick to their own business or field or domain. I completely disagreed with him. And I thought one of the best ways to illustrate why was to explain what my experiences were with racism and try to make him understand things through that way. So this is where this video starts. Thanks for watching. I've had when I mean it's I've been pretty open. It's not a secret that I'm that I'm Arab. Like it's very. I was born in Iraq. My family's from Mosul, which is actually one of the places that was taken over by ISIS. But we moved to Baghdad, and that's where I was born. That's where I'm from. So my name is very obviously Iraqi, and my passport even says my birthplace is Baghdad. So every time I'm in an airport, I'm highly suspicious, especially if I've got facial hair. People are like, security always pick me out from a crowd and ask to search my belongings. Are highly suspicious of where I'm from. Don't believe that I'm from New Zealand, even though I have this accent. Like, come on. And it's just generally like I'm a light-hearted person. I make jokes a lot of the time, and I try not to take things too seriously. But at an airport, I'm completely different. I cannot make jokes. I don't look at people differently. I like I'm just a good, boring citizen that is going about my day. If a person in a point of authority, that means people like the TSA, any sort of police officer, anyone that has any sort of badge or looks official, I address them as sir or ma'am, or I start all my sentences with I'm sorry, and I try to just be as absolutely submissive as possible. And the reason of that is because I don't want to alert anyone or make them suspicious of me being as a threat, because I know that they perceive me as a threat a lot of the time just because of the way I look. It is horrible. I hate being in airports because of that. And I love traveling, but the airports part of it really, really suck. And I've had some I've had experiences where that is derogatory, and if seen that, I would rip them a new butthole. But you don't see it, Barney. Like, you wouldn't see it because I don't let it happen. Because when it does happen, if I stand up to them, I miss my flight. I get taken to the side by security. They search through all my belongings. They ask me where, like, it just becomes it's a whole thing. Like, the best and easiest way forward for me is to not make a ruckus. So you would never see or think that there's anything happening there on the surface because I can't let it. So I'm just on high alert absolutely all the time. You'll be surprised what people see. You'll be surprised what people don't see. Like it's just, there's ways that people talk to me that is, they're saying just the right things, but you feel like a guttural feel that this person hates you through a reason that you can't, it's not for anything you did, but they just hate you on a level that is, it's a guttural feeling when racism happens. Like, when racism happens, but like it's a really bad feeling. And when you're a person of color, you recognize it. You know when people are being racist. You can feel it, and it's very fight or flight. So in airports, always flight. No pun intended. That was a joke, but yeah, no pun. I didn't mean it as a joke, but it came out as one. Yeah, an airport, always choose flight, not fight. But I felt that it's a parallel world for people of different. Very, very much. That's a really good way of explaining I do my best gaming. But I realized that the way I feel at an airport is how a lot of black people feel every day around cops, just walking on the street and stuff. And it's a horrible realization. Like it's a horrible thing to think that. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm explaining very well how I feel at airports, because it sucks. I hate it. I'm holding my personality in. I'm holding in who I am. I'm on high alert. I'm nervous, and I can't show that I'm nervous. And it's not a nice feeling. But if that's how people are feeling all the time, because they think that if someone suspects them of carrying a weapon, or someone suspects them of any crime, they could end up being shot or killed. Like, the worst that'll happen for me is they'll delay me on a plane. They'll delay me. I'll miss my flight, and the whole thing gets sorted out by the New Zealand embassy. Like, that, I'll be fine. It'll just be really inconvenient, and that sucks for me. But like, to think that the worst outcome is to be killed is, absolutely hard. Like, absolutely hard. Like, I can't even, like, it really hurts me when I think of that. And I don't think anyone should live their lives that way. It's not a, it's not, it really sucks. And I don't think anyone should feel that way. And if they, sorry. Yeah. I'm guessing you're white, Barney, but I'm sorry if that's wrong, but I'm just guessing, just because you haven't felt the feeling that the first time I ever experienced racism, I was 11. It was 2 or 3 days after 9/11. That was horrible what happened. But we had at school, it was intermediate school. I was in I think it was third, you'd call it sixth grade, first year of intermediate school here. And we had a substitute teacher. And we had a thing where we had to bring in current events where we look at newspapers, we're kids, and we're bringing in these news items. And I remember I don't even remember what my one, I don't think I was in the group that brought one, but the substitute teacher, her name was Mrs. Thorne. One of the kids had brought in a news article and said that there were people from the Middle East donating blood to the victims of 9/11. And the first thing that blurted out from the substitute teacher's mouth was, well, we don't need any filthy blood if it's coming from over there. And that was, I'd never, she said that to a group of 11-year-olds, and I was in that group. And I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know what racism was. I'd never felt it. All the kids around me were different, but we're all just different. But I remember it felt wrong. It felt not right. It felt really unfair. I ended up going and telling the principal, and I mean, you can tell I'm crying a bit here. It's, I never thought I'd be someone that cries on camera, especially while GeoGuess the category. But, and I remember I went to the principal's office and I told them what was happening, and they said, I need you to write this down. And I don't remember what I wrote, but I remember as I'm writing it, tears were falling on the paper and making the ink sort of grow on the page. You feel like I'm 11 and I didn't know what that, I didn't know what that feeling was, but it just felt really wrong. And I don't think, I just don't think anyone should ever feel that way. But then you put death, like the chance of getting killed on top of that is just, oh man, like, oh, I'm sorry. It's just, yeah. I wouldn't. That's not something I'd wish on anyone. Like, it's so unfair that there's people that feel that way. Yeah. And I'm really glad, Barney, that you don't understand it, because it just means that it's you're so lucky that you don't get it. It's such a, I really wish I didn't understand it. I mean, there's so many times I grew up wishing that I was white so that I'd fit in with the people around me and I wouldn't be different. And I'm really proud of who I am, who my family is, where I'm from. But it took me a really long time to be that. But I know, like, yeah, it's really, oh man, it's, yeah, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but it's, yeah, basically, yeah, Black Lives Matter. I'll always say it, and I'll always support people. And if that means I'm political or I make people turned off because of it, then that's fine. Like, they're so privileged and lucky to feel like, and I'm so happy for them that they can go about their lives not thinking about this stuff, because I can't. But I'm lucky enough that I only need to think about it in airports and when I meet really shitty people. But there's people that can't not think about it all the time, and that's just that's no way to, like, that's no way to live. It's not a, it's absolutely fine, Barney. I know. Is there a badge for, like, first person to make me cry on stream? You definitely get that. Sorry, I just haven't been looking at the chat very much. I'm a little bit shaken up. Oh man. Oh, I'm glad COVID's mostly gone in New Zealand. That was a very unsafe COVID maneuver. Yeah. All right, let's go back. I think that's what I try to impress upon my non-POC. They don't know what it's like to be presumed you're a criminal by police often, just for, it's not even like presumed to be a criminal. It's there's like a presumed you're an other would be a thing. Like, people think of you as subhuman, which is a really, I'm shaking a bit and you can hear it in my voice, but it's like it's something that really tingles inside, and it's not in a good way. And it just makes you angry and you don't know what to do with the anger. And it just, yeah, it sucks.